Okay, so I took my temperature and I walked for 10 minutes, and then I found out that my thermometer was broken. And so I had to use the temperature from one of my friends. So um, they started off at 90, or they ended at 96.5 degrees. Um, they started at 95.8 degrees, and so their difference in temperature was zero point 0.7 degrees. And then I just took um, my own mass and everything for calculating how many calories I would have burned had I changed my degrees that much. First, I converted. Let's see where I converted my mass to kilograms, so 88 kilograms. I looked up how many watts a person uses to, I think it was to go 5 kilometers an hour. Was that 5 kilometers an hour? Anyway, so I just looked up this conversion. It might not be exactly correct, but I converted it to being 88 kilograms instead of 70 kilograms. So I think that's what is happening here, is that this is like if I had been running instead of walking. Anyhow, the conversion from joules to kilograms is 2.39. Did I say kilograms? I meant kilocalories. 2.39 times 10 to the negative 4 kilocalories per every joule. So putting that all together using the specific heat of a mammalian, which is 3,400 joules per kilogram per Kelvin, which we don't worry too much about because Kelvin and Celsius are, they move up and down in the same amount, I guess you want to say. Okay, so we put it all into our equation. Q is what we're looking for, times my mass, times my specific heat, times my change in temperature. And that ended up being this large amount of joules, but then, oh, actually it's this amount of joules, but then I multiplied by 75% because we're really just caring about the heat that I'm producing. And so this is the number of joules times my conversion to kilocalories. So that ended up being 37.5 kilocalories that I would be burning just in heat. On this side, I did it the other way that we had been doing it. I did my watts, and then I converted, I just went straight from watts to joules for 10 minutes. And that ended up showing me, I didn't actually write it down, that ended up showing me like around 13 kilocalories, which I thought was interesting. But then I realized, I think this is what it's showing me of my actual work, because I did do 0.75. Anyway, there was a little bit of a discrepancy between this calculation and the specific heat calculation using my specific heat. So anyway, but this way, it ended up showing that I burned 37.5 kilocalories if I had been running for 10 minutes, just in heat.